Simon, you run up a pretty quick 17-point lead in this one, and then it felt like New Zealand were able to get a bit of a rhythm offensively, particularly with Ty, the dribble penetration, and Iverson as well. What did you see that change from your perspective defensively in terms of how they were able to find that rhythm?
Well, it probably wasn't many changes defensively. They shot the ball really well. Not early, but we did. And as part of this league is that there's going to be momentum swings during the course of the game. Like, we were up 17, but I didn't feel like for a second that this game was safe or that we were going to cruise on into a comfortable victory. That's just not how it works, especially with the calibre of player they got with the Webster boys and Colton doing the job he did tonight, and then just everybody chiming in when it was their turn for their guys. So it was the one thing that they did get, and maybe alluding to your question, is I think that we stayed in our shows probably just a little too long, and they got a little bit comfortable, but then we switched it up a little bit. I called a timeout early in the third quarter, and I probably should have holstered that one for another couple of minutes, or at least changed our coverage then, because I felt like they got a little comfortable in that. But at the end of the third quarter, we were able to make some changes, and I felt like we kept them to 16 in that final, and that's Moneyball. That's when it really matters most, and I thought we were good down the stretch.
When you do have a lead of that magnitude, and as you said, there is the momentum swing, and then you find yourself behind. How have you found this group's ability to obviously recover, regain composure, and then take control again? I mean, obviously today you got the win, but how have you seen the growth in that aspect?
Yeah, I guess last year, in an inaugural season, we were in pretty much most games, and I can't remember the exact numbers, but we lost something like 7 games in 7 points or less or something. So our ability to close out games last year was kind of poor. And this year I feel like if we fall behind, it's never really a concern. Our issues are procedural, making sure that we do things the right way. If we get our processes right, then you make shots, you'll be back in the game. If you don't, then you're going to be struggling.
Yanni, for you, I'll ask both yourself and Colton had big numbers tonight, but what did you see the battle down low and the way he was rumbling in there and trying to slow him down? What was that?
Yeah, I'm looking at this now, and he had 23 rebounds, 22 rebounds, 8 offensive. So, I mean, incredible guy, incredible player. Credit to him. Uses his body and knows his role really well. And he was a handful down there tonight. So, yeah, we got to do a better job on him in the future, but he played really well, and credit to him.
For you personally, as you guys have had so many guys coming in and out of the lineup, and even Kiefer at the start of the season, and Cole's obviously been starting, you introduced Ryan, how have you found your ability to find chemistry as the big man, trying to roll to the basket and find where guys are going to find you and their own attributes?
Yeah, I'm just trying to do what I'm asked for. Stay in my lane as much as I can, and I think the guys that we're bringing in, guys dropping out, whoever it is, they're all team players, so it makes it really easy to do your job every day. Come in, you know what you're supposed to do, and you get to work. And it's a testament to the way that Tommy and Simon have brought in guys, the way that everyone's just kind of fit in here, and it's all meshed so well together. From top to the bottom, from front office to our DPs. Everyone's been a team player, and it's been really smooth sailing ever since I got here.
Simon, you kind of hinted at this the other night when Ryan had a huge night. I mean, teams are going to get to the point where they're just going to chase him everywhere, and I thought Abercrombie and Buck tonight in particular were super physical with him. How did you think Ryan handled that? How did you think that treatment was of Ryan, and do you just expect that this is what he's going to see and how he's going to handle it?
No, I expect fouls to be called. I expect him to visit the free throw line when, if he gets manhandled. I don't expect the level of physicality to be, to where you're allowed to hold guys and grab arms as they're trying to run and those sorts of things. I feel like, I think you're alluding to what we spoke about the other night. I mean, it's going to be his night sometimes. That's the thing about a shooter, especially a guy who can just pile on tough as hell shots quickly. is that sometimes those tough as hell shots aren't going to drop, so it's going to be somebody else got to step up. Tonight we had Yanni, we had Creaky, and there was Glidden, for patches there as well. I felt like everybody sort of stepped in when it was their moment, and it wasn't dropping for Ryan. Again, if they're going to play him that tightly, that physically, I expect fouls to be called. I expect to get to the free throw line, but at the same time, if they're going to do that, then it opens up the middle of the lane for our guards to get some penetration as well.
With the guys you still have out, and then you consider Ryan and Creaky coming off the bench, and then you obviously have Kiefer, Kendall, Dane as well, I imagine that the competitiveness is pretty high among you guys, and the players themselves understanding that you guys are in a position to potentially play finals. There's only so many minutes to go around. How have you seen that internal competitive so far?
Well, we haven't really had the healthy bodies at practice at all. We haven't had our team together once this year, from top to bottom, and so to answer that, probably gonna have to wait until we do get those guys back in, and then we get some training sessions. There's been a lot of man management going on pretty much since the hub. So our sessions are short and sharp, and some of the guys aren't getting in. They have to go do their session on another court because they're rehabbing. So when we finally get to that point where everybody's on the court, I think it's only going to make us stronger. We were kind of joking in the coaches' room before the game, just about our second five, and if you had to play some odds on them against the first five, who are you going for right now? It's when we get our full group, it's going to be really competitive. So, we talked about it during the week before the Illawarra game, that everyone's got an opportunity to play, and it's if you're prepared to do the little things super well, you will continue to play. And it's really just that internal pressure is going to just make us better. And I look forward to seeing the guys respond to that when we get that opportunity to get everyone on the floor.
Hey Simon, it's Tom here. I was going to ask on a similar vein to what Kane just asked about, but you're a bit over halfway through the season now, and if you throw out the United game, you guys have been playing some pretty good basketball the last month. How do you assess how good this team could be, given all the pieces that have been in and out, and the guys that are still to come back as well?
Well, we've always rated ourselves as the potential to be pretty good. Others didn't. That's fine. They're starting to change their minds a little bit. We don't kid ourselves for a second and thinking that we're anywhere near championship level. Do we have the ability and talent to maybe contend for that? Maybe, we'll see. But the level we're playing at, whilst it's been pretty solid, I would say it's been solid regular season basketball. I don't think that I feel like there's just still levels for this group to go to, regardless of people being out. It's just that we're not there yet. But we continue to grow. We continue to get better. Our defense has been getting better. I feel like every game for probably a month, and there were some down moments tonight. But I feel like there's still areas in that side of the ball that we can get a lot better at.
Do you ever allow yourself to kind of think about, if this team's fully healthy, the depth that you have at every position, and what that, it's going to, I guess, present a bit of a challenge for you in terms of who you play, but in terms of what it's going to do to opposition when they're having to come up against that depth night in, night out?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't give it a lot of thought. I'm probably in the moment, to be honest. I'm trying to deal with all the issues that we have on a day-to-day basis and the playing group that we have on the floor. I think it's really important that the guys that are on the floor get my attention, and I don't give it to those who aren't on the floor, that whilst I still want to have those conversations with them, and make sure I'm checking in on them and that their rehabilitation is going. But the guys who are healthy and on the floor and getting the job done, they're the ones I'm going to pay attention to the most. Do I think it's going to be difficult when everybody's healthy? No. I'm going to put it on the guys. You want to play, then you do everything correct. and don't miss out on a play, don't miss an assignment. You might have to put some extra time into the scout and understanding and fully understanding other roles as well. And if you can do that, then there'll be a spot for you. Make shots, there'll be a spot for you, as long as you're doing the little things at the defensive end. So I'll put it back on the players. If you play well, you'll get your court time.
And lastly, is there an update on a timetable for Kiefer and Dane?
I don't have one. We've been away, and I haven't really caught up with the medical team to discuss those guys. I've been a little bit too ready cramming for the New Zealand Breakers exam we had today. So we'll reconvene on Monday. I'll probably catch up with the guys after this, just see how they are, how they're feeling. I spoke to Kendall today. He's still a little ways away. I'm not sure about Kiefer. The thing with Kiefer is that we need to get some training sessions for him to come and train. I don't care if he's ready for the next game. I want him to be ready for the next training session because he needs to get reps of running our team. And that's kind of what hampered him this week, is that he could have got up and played these last 2 games, but he didn't get the repetitions in during the week to get that done for my liking. And as the point guard and the leader of the team and the guys who need to be able to play off his rhythms, he needs to be on the floor. So we'll wait and see what the medical team says. I know he's going to do everything to get ready. He's a pro. He's a great leader of our ball club. He's been leading the team regardless of being on or off the floor, and we look forward to him returning. Dane, he got his little knee nick. It wasn't so bad. I think they were thinking of pulling him for maybe a week, and that was a week ago. So he might be just about ready this week to put some time into the training track, and we'll see how he goes from there.